Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. Today we're going to make, oh hang on, I can't see. There we go. My camera's up here. It's like, hi. Anyway, my little screen wasn't tilted towards me. Today we're going to make some covers for the Timeless Printable Scrapbook Album template. We are working on a project. We're just getting started on our first album series for the Timeless, and that is going to be the smallest album. So we're going to make the smallest album cover in this video. However, no matter what album you make, you can come back to this album or this video and you can make your album covers. So what I'm saying is I'm not going to make a video for each album series specifically for that album because it's the same process. Okay, so I'm just going to make this one video for the covers for all 4 sizes, but I'm only going to make one size, if that makes sense. So you'll be able to refer back to this. So there is a playlist for the Timeless Printable Scrapbook Album templates, and I will link that up there in the cards and in the description box below. And the first video is the introduction to the templates, so if you want to see what we're talking about, check out that first video. But what we're going to do is we're going to make the smallest cover. So I'll have timestamps and everything down below. There'll be Amazon link down below too for products that I use in the projects. So if you want to check it out, the chipboard is linked in there. I know chipboard is sometimes a very confusing thing, so the chipboard is linked in there so you can find it quickly, and you can get more information about it too. If you go through that link, it's an affiliate link. If you go through that link, you can check it out and read the description and see what exactly it is. But I think it's medium weight chipboard. I think that's what it's called. I think it's 0.30 something or another. I don't know, but it's really nice chipboard. But anyway, so all of that's in the Amazon list if you want to check it out. But let me tell you what we're going to need. We're going to need just one piece of medium weight chipboard. I'm going to use, out of the templates, I'm going to use page 1. I don't need the mat, so I'm going to use page 1, which is the cover. And this is my workbook. You don't get a physical item when you purchase the templates. You get a set of guide templates that are the templates with guide information on it. So it says the cover, and then it tells you where the mat for the cover is. So when I make my workbook, I laminate the main base pages, so 1 through 30 in this case. I print that out on just a regular paper, and I laminate them back to back. And I cut the top off to make a pocket just in case I have extra. I don't know why I would have an extra cover cut out, but it could. You never know. But I have a video playlist of how I make my workbooks. There's different ways that I've done it over the years, but the last ones in that playlist are the way I make them now most all the time. So I will link that playlist up here. It's a really easy thing to do. It's very convenient, especially if you're going to be making a lot of albums. Like a good example of that would be the Basically Amazing workbook. I use that thing to I don't know how many albums did we make, like 20, 30. I don't even know how many albums we made with the Basically Amazing system, but I used that workbook, and it was so helpful and handy and made everything so much quicker. I don't get anything from you guys making a workbook at all, you guys. So this is just for your convenience, but I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a great way to keep yourself organized, and it helps you work quicker. So anyway, check out that playlist. So anyway, so you want to print another set on cardstock, cut it out, and this is what you're going to trace onto your chipboard. And then the second page is the spines. So today we're just going to make the smallest one. So, but if you're making these have mats on them. So maybe that won't come off there. So if you're going to make a 1-page album, which is what we're doing, it's really not a 1-page. You can actually put lots in there. Like here's the smallest. Here would be the 1 page. It's more than just 1 page. Okay, there's a lot that can go into this size. So you just need to decide which size you're making. 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page. So whichever one you're making, that's the spine you want to choose. But we're just making the smallest one. So I'm going to take the mat off just so you can see. These are printed on to, I use 80-pound cardstock, and that's all you're going to need out of the templates. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk about the two different ways I like to make albums, but I'm going to show you the way, I'm going to show you a different way than I normally, well, that's not true. I'm going to show you I'm not going to show you two different ways. Okay, back up. I'm going to build this album one way, but then I'm going to talk about another way because it's a different size paper, and a lot of you may not have the larger size paper. So we're going to make it as if we don't have a larger size paper. But anyway, neither here nor there. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to stick this on here onto the, oh, I guess I need to check first to see which way. Okay, so if you was to cut, let's see, you put your cover on here, you was trace and cut. You see how easily that's bending? Okay, this would make your cover a little bit less structurally sound, but if you turn it the other way and it doesn't bend, like I can get it to bend, but it doesn't bend, but on the other direction, right? So what you want to do is you want to test it first. So you want it to where it doesn't give as much. Then you want to line this up. I'm going to trace with a Sharpie just so you can see. I usually just use a pencil. I mean, you're not going to see it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to pretty sure my Sharpie is getting ready to run out of ink. And then I'm going to take it up and move it over. And I'm going to go right next to that line there. And, whoops, trace another one. I will have timestamps below in the description box and in the first pinned comment, so if you want it to skip around, you feel free to do that. Then I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to line it up right next to that line that I just made. You can go up to the edge if you prefer. Just trying to make less cuts, you know? Okay, so I'm going to trace this one. And that's all we're going to need. So if you're using a different size, this should be enough for whatever size. So let me get the workbook back out and I'll show you. I guess I can put this up while we're here. So let's get the biggest one because I want to be sure that I'm correct. Yes, you only need one sheet of chipboard per album. Doesn't matter what size you're making. So if you were making the largest, it fits on the top there just perfect, and you're only got this little bit left over. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my cutting mat. This is a Score Pal cutting mat, and I'm gonna get a craft knife and a ruler. This ruler here is nice because it has like a grippy on the back so that it doesn't move as much. But you can also just use whatever ruler you have. This one has a metal edge, so you just want to be able to butt it up next to something. So this is a quilter's ruler, I believe. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to start over here with the smallest piece. I'm going to go right... I'm going to put my ruler right next to the line that I drew. And this is a Scotch craft knife. I like it because you can break off the pieces to get a sharper cut. But anyway, so you just want to go gently. And you know, now that I think about the spine piece, I don't think it's going to matter because it's so small, being like too flexible, so I didn't really think about that, but it'll be fine. It's a very small, I've always done it this way. I've never had a problem, so we're good. All right, so there's that piece. Scoot it over, cut this up. Never had a problem. Better knock on wood. Are you guys superstitious? I'm pretty superstitious about a lot of things. I don't know why. I just am. Alright, so I'm going to cut these apart. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside. I'm not sure I'm going to need it. So we have our front back cover and our spine. Normally, in the past, not all the time, because I've been making albums a really long time, I will, just in more recent years, I've been loving wrapping my covers in 11 by 17 coffee stained paper. So if you have an 11 by 17 piece of coffee stained paper, you can have one solid sheet of paper. But if you don't have larger paper, so this is literally like 20-pound paper. If you don't have larger paper, then you can, I'm going to show you how to do it with two, which I've done this many times before too, but I haven't done it in a while, so I thought I would. Where we just use the standard size paper. This is 8.5 by 11. If yours is A4, then you use A4. So I'll show you how to do it this way versus using one whole sheet. Okay, so we're gonna need at least two, maybe 2, 3, or 4. So this is, I don't think this is cardstock. Let me find a piece of cardstock. Yeah, it is. This is 80-pound cardstock that I coffee dyed. So I'm going to grab a couple pieces that kind of have the same tone to them. Oh, that's fun. But see, that's too much compared to those. So I'm gonna, oh, that's a piece of paper. So yeah, I think I'm going to stick with these 3 right now. I'm going to grab another one just in case. I'm just trying to find the same color tones. Maybe. Okay. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do is I am going to use 6-inch double-sided adhesive to cover the entire front and back cover. So I guess I do need my mat, my craft mat back out. So here's how I do it. Get everything out of the way. I have my tape resources linked down below. So I take my roll and I kind of roll it out like that. And then I take my cover and I just try to line it up on the edge. If not, you just trim it. No big deal. So you do this. You take your craft knife. And you cut it from the roll. If you don't have any double-sided adhesive, you can just use liquid glue. You do not have to use double-sided adhesive. It's just easier, I think. I'm going to stick this on the back here to use double-sided glue. I mean double-sided adhesive. Double-sided glue. Oops. Okay. So then for each piece you want to cover it and then you want to burnish pretty good. Next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to grab one of the pieces of coffee stained paper. Let me get 2 that are closer. Okay. Just as long as I do them both the same. So you'll see you can put this on here and then you'll have space around. So what you want to do is, you could wrap the whole thing. You could wrap the whole thing, and that's fine, but it's not necessary. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and remove this tape backing. Oops. Like that. And I'm going to line it up to that edge, and I'm going to try to center it. You don't have to, but I'm going to try to. And I'm going to smoosh it down. Flip it over. Burnish it pretty good. Like that. Then I'm going to take some more tape. Let's see, what sizes do I have? I have a 1/2 inch. That'll work. What is this one? Is this one? This one's like 3/4, I think. I might do the 3/4 one, or what else do I have? I have inch too big. 3/8. Where's my 3/8? Have I run out of 3/8? Oh no, there it is. Psh. I could do 2 3/8. I think I'll do a 3/4. No, I'll do a 3/4 here and a 3/4 here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go around the edges like this, and I'm going to use my right angle tool. Boop. Go around. Boop. I'm assuming these are still available. I'll have them linked in the description box. Alright, next I'm going to go around with the chipboard as well. And burnish. Okay, then I'm going to trim off this excess over here. Just by going right up next to that tape backing. And then, so everything's burnished down, so then I'm going to take my right angle tool, because it's got that groove, right, right here. So you stick that on there, and then you can cut your corners, and they should be perfect every time. So yeah, so if you need a tool like this, she's a small business, she's an Etsy shop, and I like to try to support small businesses, so check it out. And she made this color specifically for me, which I really appreciated. At least that's what I like to think. She made it just for me. She probably didn't, but I'm gonna say she did. All right, so the next thing is I'm just gonna do a little bit of what's this called, like prepping my paper, because it's going to be all wrapped around. So I'm going to start with one side here. I'll take the tape off of both pieces, the tape backing, and I'm going to stand it up on its edge, and then I'm going to flip it around and burnish. Ouch. Right, so we got one side. I like to do the top, the bottom, and then the long side. So I'm going to have to move some to, whoops. This tape, I think this size is from Cherry on Top, the one that's just clear, or clear. This is not clear. This is not clear. This is white. So I like Cherry on Top. You guys should check them out. They have a lot of good resources there too. I've got a link down below. You can also pre-order paper. That's also fun. And so if you see a certain collection that you like and you want to make sure you get all the bits and pieces, they're a good option for that. All right, I'm going to take this paper off. Probably should do that so I don't hurt myself. I'm going to try to... There we go. So then I'm just going to take and push this little bit in right here. It's not much. Just makes for a cleaner corner. And then I'm going to flip it over and whoops. That is okay. I am not going to worry about. There's a little bit of glue. A little bit of tape. Let me find something just so I don't get it accidentally stuck onto something. Oh, it's not gonna help. Okay. So now we've got it wrapped on 3 sides. So I'm gonna do the other one really quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I have both front and back covers covered or wrapped on 3 sides. So now I'm gonna turn to the spine. And actually, I'm going to try to move things a little bit. There we go. Which is this piece right here. And I'm going to use the, the tape, the binding tape, the book binding tape. Do I have a package? Did I keep a sticker? I've got it in my Amazon. I don't remember. Hang on. My hair's falling out. I've got a paintbrush. My hair, I don't usually have my hair down when I'm recording, but for whatever reason today, I've got it down. And I'm going to try to twist it back up so that it's not in my face. I don't know. It's in my Amazon. I'll have it linked for you guys to see what it is. But it's just, I think it's just book binding tape. Come on. Ugh. Woo! That might be a little tight. Whew. I've never been good at those things, like sticking a stick in your hair. I've never been real good at that. Anyway. So this is, I'm pretty sure it's called book binding tape. So I'm just going to cut 2 strips that are 12 inches. I don't know if I need 12 inches or not. And it's not going to be exact, obviously. I'm just cutting it. Just, oops, did I cut my table? Oh my goodness, I cut my table. And we'll probably cut a few more strips here in a minute. But first, so it's got a backing, like a paper backing. So I'm going to try to peel the corner back here. There we go. And I'm going to lay this out a little like this, or maybe like this. Let's go this side. And I'm going to try to, yeah, see, we got more than enough. So I'm going to try to use my mat as a ruler. And so this tape is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to try and just put like 1/2 inch onto this spine piece. Okay, so I'm going to have to take all that off. Try it again. It doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. It does not have to be perfect. So then I'm going to take this other piece and put it on the other half. Let's just take it off all the way. So I'm going to pick up this whole thing, scooch it over, and I'm going to butt it up next to that other piece. Do you have to do it this way? Nope. You sure don't. Sorry about my sniffles. But this is how I'm doing it today. So, okay, so I've got that. I know there are people out there that have made tools for this specific thing. I don't have those tools. I was going to order some of those tools, but I forgot. So you guys let me know if you know of a person. I mean, I know of a few people that make these tools and sell them. So I might just reach out to them and say, hey, I would like to buy one, and go from there. But for right now, I'm just going to use 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive, because I like to use 1/4 inch space between my spine and my cover. So I'm just going to use my tape to help me do that. Okay. That was real dramatic when I was like, it's like it's not that hard to tear. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay. So I'm going to burnish that real quick. Well, I'm just in a punchy mood today, I think. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my covers, and the side that we did not wrap, I am going to butt that up next to the 1/4 inch tape, and I'm going to try to make sure that I'm in a straight line. This edge meets that edge. Hang on, I've got something in my eyeball. And then I'm going to flip it around and do it this way. I also wanted to mention, if you don't have bookbinding tape, you can use fabric. You can use, what's it called? I use it all the time. Oh my goodness. Tyvek. Jeez. You can use Tyvek instead. But I did buy this special bookbinding tape, so I'm going to use it. But I've used Tyvek many times. I've used fabric many times. It's just to keep it from tearing at that space here, so that when you have weight on your covers, you will be good. Yeah, see, so that's what it looks like on that side. So I'm just going to burnish it from this side. Okay, so now I think I'm going to take the tape backing here, and I'm going to pull it back, the 1/4 inch tape backing. I'm going to pull it back like this, and I'm going to wrap this around, and I'm going to get it in that groove. Like that. And I'm going to smoosh it down. I'm going to do this on all the pieces. So now we got something that looks like that. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to remove these, and I'm going to add a little bit of tape back into those spots that I just covered up, because what did I do with my 1/4 inch tape? I got excited. Oh, here it is. Because I'm going to add another strip, and I want to come up a little higher. I guess it doesn't really matter. It will tuck in there. I'm not going to add any more tape, but I am going to add another strip. So this time I'm just going to take it like this, and I'm just going to cut it with my scissors, because I'm just guessing here. Yep. So I'm going to cut another one. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. So So you can see how this is going to last forever. So you buy it once and you never have to buy it again. I don't know if that's true. If you'll never have to buy it again. But I'll probably will never have to buy it again. Okay. So I'm going to stick this in here. Alright. So I'm going to take it. I'm not going to press it down yet. I'm going to lay it down and then I'm going to push it into the grooves here. Like that. Then I'm going to lay it down onto the spine and then lay it down onto the cover. Okay, so now you see it's now a assembled cover. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut some coffee stained paper to cover this part. So I'm just going to actually measure. And so that's about 3 inches. So I'm going to do like a 4-inch strip so that it'll cover all of that, and we're going to wrap it around. So 4 inches by, what do I have, 11? 4 inches by 11 should be good. So let's do that. Actually, let me use a different one. I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm going to grab some 4-inch tape, or 2-inch if you've got 2-inch. What do I have? Ooh, I don't, maybe not. I thought I had some 4-inch tape. This is 4-inch. It's almost empty. You could do 2 strips of 2-inch tape as well. I need to order some more. They had them on sale not too long ago and I messed up. I didn't get them. Okay, so I'm going to put 4 inches on here. Actually, I'm not even going to go to the edge so I can trim a little bit off. Okay. Four inches, and then I'm gonna need one for the inside as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh no, look, see, ran out. Okay, so let me do this. Let me cut this apart. Let me burnish it. Actually, before I start, yeah, let me cut this off. This is going to drive me nuts. Alright, I'm going to get my 2-inch. Let's do the other side. This one I do hold on to. I don't lay it down because it's kind of skinny. Then I'm going to butt this right up next to burnish. Okay, now I'm going to trim away the excess paper. Okay. So we're going to leave this one as is, but the other one, I'm going to grab, whoops, my battery's almost dead. I'm going to grab the matte, which is on page 31 for the cover, and we're going to use that for the height, and then we're going to cut 2 pieces that are this size. You could print them if you want. It's awful wiggly. This is not a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to cut 2 mat. Oh, not with just one sheet. I'm going to cut 2 mats out of this, and then change my battery, and I'll be right back. All right, so I cut the 2 spine pieces that we're going to wrap, and then also cut 2 pieces out of coffee stained cardstock, and I backed them with tape the same way I did the covers. And I just wanted to kind of point out, you don't have to completely cover your mats for the inside cover, because these are going to be going on here. You don't have to completely cover them, but when I use coffee stained paper, I like to cover them completely because it's kind of wavy, and I want to make sure it gets all down. You can just use, you could just use liquid glue if you want. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put those 2 pieces aside. I'm going to take, well, actually I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull the backing away. I say I have no idea. Obviously, I have an idea of what I'm going to do sometimes. I'm going to see if I can eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered. You're not going to see it very anyway, but you never know. So you try to be as accurate as possible. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to remove the tape backing off the rest of it, and I'm going to lay it down. Good enough. I'm going to tilt it on its side. And then, well, because this is cardstock instead of paper, wrapping it's going to be a little bit more difficult because it's thicker, but that's okay. It's not that big a deal. Okay. Take and bring it over. Burnish. Same over here. Bring it over. Burnish. Flip it over. And find your grooves. Be gentle. Then I'm going to take this piece and we're going to put it on the inside. some tape sticking over. I'm wondering if I should do it like this. Like start it off. Oh, what I'm doing. Start it off right. Like so. And then get it in that groove before we stick the rest of it down. You definitely know it's cardstock because it doesn't bend that easily, does it? Okay, let's give it a little test-a-rooney. You have to be gentle with the paper. If you go too fast, you're going to rip it or crack it or whatever. So you just kind of need to just gently work it in to teach it what you want it to do. Okay, so then we're going to put these on. So we're going to be removing the whole tape, the whole backing, and we're going to be sticking these down to mat these two sides. You don't have to mat them just yet because you might want to put pattern paper or something there. You don't have to mat them, but I'm going to just because I can, I guess. Just to have a finished cover, I guess. Okay, I'm not gonna go. How do I want it? I want to do it like this. I want to come a little bit more over towards it this way. No, I'm gonna go right in the middle. Just gonna try to stay even. Because again, it doesn't matter. So now we have a 100% covered chipboard album covers for our project. See, I'm already getting a little bit of cracking right there because I'm just trying to be too rough and quick with it. So, and you can always wrap it with ribbon or fabric, or we've done a lot of different techniques so that they're not like, it's not a bare spine. Like all of my prototypes just have a bare spine, but you could technically, you could wrap it in a pattern paper. You could put some fabric there. You could put, there's lots of things you could do. Matter of fact, we might do something fabric-y for the cover around the spine. We'll see. Don't rule anything out. But anyway, that's how you make mini album covers for the Timeless. So this is the smallest. There's 4 sizes. And you could take this and make all 4 sizes with this technique. You can, I'll also link, I'll link up here other covers that I've made where I just use the full sheet of paper. So you can see how to do it that way if you're gonna make an album that way, if you happen to have full sheets. But other than that, all right, that is really all I have for you guys today. So let me know your thoughts and give me a thumbs up, give me a like if you're enjoying these videos. And thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.